And good Monday morning here on the Chip Matthews Show with Taylor Turcott. Also in the studio, Susan
Cleland.
Cleland.
Julene Stewart.
And what?
Julene Stewart.
Julene Stewart with, I guess, Mission Vigilant. Both of you are with Mission Vigilant?
Well, actually, Julene is with First Responders Fund.
First Responders Fund. Okay. But before we get into that and get into all of what's going on, how are y'all doing today? It's nice and wet outside and rainy.
It's a relaxing day, isn't it?
No, it is not.
It's a miserable day.
It's a miserable day.
Miserable.
Trump is running across America, putting people in jail.
Get it.
That's what I'm saying.
Giddy up. Let's go.
Let's go.
They're doing what people sign up to do. And he's building our army to where our army is going to do the job.
Yes.
And the job, unfortunately, for the army is to be strong and kill people. That's the sad thing.
Right.
And people need to realize that.
I think the part of the army is to be
I mean,
at the
if I put
southern
a gun,
border
if I
too.
put a gun in your hand, I'm putting you there to do the job.
Yep.
And that's that. And people need to understand that. And they need to support these people. And I think Pete getting approved is a good thing.
Yep.
Okay. What else did I got? What else did I had to say today? Oh, yeah. To you Mississippi legislatures that are down there that are working on tax bills today, I saw that the editorial in WAPT, they agree with me, and that you haven't cut a single dollar out of our tax budget. You're at 8.5. You've raised this from 7% to 8.5% sales tax because you're going to let the cities decide whether or not they are going to add the extra tax. And then you stole money from the highway department and then turned around and put 5-cent gallon tax on all the gas. So actually you raised it 8.5 on sales tax and another nickel on every gallon of gas saying, oh, they won't feel it because Trump's going to get the price of gas down. Come on, you idiots. Would you please cut the taxes and quit playing shell games with our money? Okay, I'm through. Okay.
There you go. Just let him go.
He said, the guy on 16, which I never agree with his liberal editorials.
Right.
He says it's a shell. He doesn't call it a shell game. He goes, well, I don't know how you cut the taxes if they went up.
Exactly. Well, because you cut a certain tax and then raise other ones. So you talk about the cutting, but not of the raising.
The state is going to take 4%.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And they said, if the cities and the counties want to put
exactly.
another 2.5.
And of course they are, because you're giving them the idea, so they're going to do it.
And every city in this state is Democrat. When it comes,
much to my dismay. Yes.
I mean, even the Republicans are liars. You know, they're not real Republicans. They're not real conservative. They don't really want to help people.
They're politicians.
They want to go down there and say, I do this. They can pay this. They can pay this. And these lobbyists are going to pay me this and this. Shell game.
Shell game.
Shell game.
I agree.
Okay. Now, let's get to what we're talking about, because we're going to be talking about this all hour, and we're going to go back and forth. And every once in a while, I will throw a curveball at you and ask you what you think about things.
Yeah.
Do you like our new president?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. And you are from New York State.
Upstate New York, yes.
Not to be confused. So last night, do you feel like the Kansas City Chiefs should not have won? We were hosed. We were
Sad
hosed.
day.
We were hosed. I think
conspiracy theory. Go ahead.
I got a conspiracy theory.
No, I have a
Whenever Kansas City's on the field, that's the conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all they should.
It's all conspiracy theory. It's all plays. It's all made up. They're plays.
So,
just like
so as long as
in a theater.
if we put DEI back in place for the NFL, it might still be in place. Then because the mayor of Philadelphia could not spell the name Eagles.
Please, I don't watch football. Tell me that's not true.
She said, she wanted to lead the cheer. And she said, give me an E, give me a G, give me an L, give me an E, give me an S.
Oh, my goodness.
She can't spell Eagles.
Oh, my goodness.
And that might be.
Oh, my goodness.
So
faith in humanity is struggling.
And she looks just, let's put it this way, in a polite way. She looks just like the mayor from LA. In complexion.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So I'm just going to say that,
Oh, in complexion, not
In
in
No, the hair's
orientation.
Hair's a little different,
Okay.
but
Is she okay?
yes.
We'll leave it there.
Okay. So
Like I said, I'm not going to get myself in more trouble.
I'm
I'll
not
leave it
trying
there.
anything. Oh yeah. Also, everybody out there today listening, Taylor Turcotte has decided that she is going to run for city council in Jackson, Mississippi.
Go, girl.
Don't hide your
Go,
head when you
girl.
do that. There's a
Have I lost my mind?
there's a
Maybe, but
camera
that's
on you when you
okay.
put your head down like that. I
There,
want you to know
there's
that.
a camera on me right there. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. I mean, it's who wants to do this? I don't want to do this because
You have to do
everybody
this.
everybody is thinking about the election and who's going to win. Nobody's thinking about the nightmare for the next 4 years.
And
Nobody's thinking about how Wanda Evers, does she ever wake up in the middle of the night and wish that she had not run for supervisor? I bet she does. And it's
And the sad thing about it-
makes me stutter.
and y'all see them. It looks like they have a meeting every day on TV. He pays
$21,000 a year.
plus what you can steal.
Mm.
So if
Well,
you
yeah, and
you know,
see if you
plus-
can steal, that's a different thing. But this is not going to be a small job. So thank goodness I don't have children or a husband or anything like that. This can be my hobby while I make the real money on the side with my business. But I mean,
But imagine
yeah,
if
I'm
you
doing
can-
it. But
But imagine if you can make some changes. That's the biggest thing.
you're one vote of
Well,
7. And what people
that's
need
right.
to realize in all of these cities out
that's
there.
it's just one vote in Jackson that probably has. When was the last time we saw a budget from the city of Jackson?
Well, maybe you can just say, "Hey, can we see the budget?" And then they'll say, "Well, we hadn't checked with the FBI to see how much money we're getting on the side yet." Because that's what Chokeway's problem is now. He's got to put in his forms for election campaign finances,
right.
and I think it's $25,000 or $50,000 is in $5,000 increments. He took his checks, so he has to put on there the evidence that's going to convict him for the crimes that he's committed. He has to put them on his campaign finance report because he made sure they were political donations where they would be hidden.
Yep.
But you have to turn in your campaign finance report.
And this is what I'm going to be cleaning up after.
And so
You just never know.
never know. Okay.
No,
Well, okay. The PTSD 9/11 documentary film will be being played February the 4th at 6 p.m. at the Vertical Church, 521 Gladstadt Road, Madison, Mississippi. A lot of you know where Vertical Church is because that's where you vote.
Mhm.
And a lot of you don't know where it is because you don't vote. So make sure you go and vote when you go there. This is free to all who are serving or have served and family members, all first responders, military, and veterans. What's this film about?
Well, it's about 4 different individuals that are first responders, and they're sharing their life. They're every day, wake up, this is my job, this is what I see, this is what I do, this is what I'm experiencing when I'm off work.
And these guys weren't DEI hires.
Nope.
Oh yeah, you're going to just sit there and smile. The radio doesn't pick up the smile.
I was letting Susan take lead on the
Okay.
documentary just because
Okay,
she has
what-
a little bit more knowledge on it.
Well, you give some more knowledge on it.
I think it's just a really good thing for the community to understand, in addition to the first responders, what they go through. You know, you might work beside a first responder because unfortunately most of them have to have several jobs just to make a living, or have a veteran who's come back that works along with you, a neighbor, just to have a better understanding of the battles that they go through and have an understanding that maybe if they're off one day, there's a reason why. And not only to give them space to have and deal with what they're going through, but also realize when they might need a little bit of help.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And share about all the ones that you have in your family.
Oh, the first responders. I come from a big military family in general. My brother-in-law was a fireman for over 20 years. And I mean, just think about, I just go back to the little things about, unfortunately, a little girl that got, run over by a bus. That first responders never getting that image out of their head for as long as they live. It's just the trauma that they feel and experience is not what we can even begin to comprehend. And our community just, in my opinion, needs to give a little bit more of love and support and respect to the job that they do.
Yes, people don't realize when you show up, there are bodies.
Yeah.
And they're there and they're mangled. And I think about those poor guys in California that are going in these houses and
Yeah.
and these they've got to go through the burned out houses to see if there's a body in there. And these bodies are going to be hard to recognize. And they'll be finding, when they start cleaning up, they're going to be finding more bodies than not. Of course, Gavin Newsom wasn't among them. But anyway, that's another story. But that's that.
Yep.
So we're going to take a break.
Okay.
We're going to come back.
Okay.
And we'll be back live on the Chip Matthews Show with Taylor Turcott here on WYAB. Welcome back on a Monday on the Chip Matthews Show and Comedy Review with Taylor Turcotte.
Good morning.
I told you everybody that came in the restaurant this weekend, they said, she is so funny. She's like Gracie.
She's like, oh, funny. That's what I named my dog.
But I said Gracie was a
Gracie. Good night,
she was a
Gracie.
great comic.
She was.
She was talented.
She was.
So you're not. Okay.
Chip, I don't
You
have
can
to
get
come.
him.
I don't have to drive up here under my own
Get
power
him.
to come up
Okay,
here to
okay.
chat with you. Remember that?
Okay.
Last week I pushed the microphone away. I was like, I'm done.
Mission Vigilant in studio with us today. PTSD 911, a documentary film, will be coming to the Vertical Church in Gladstone, Mississippi. But we've been talking about sponsors by the Warrior Hub and Madison County First Responders Fund. And you're not going to believe this.
What?
After talking to her, I've gone blank. What's your name?
It's Julene.
What'd you say?
Julene.
Julene?
Yes.
How
Like
do you,
like Jolene, just turn it to a U. Julene.
How did you wind up with a Southern name from New York, upstate New York?
My mother's middle name is Darlene. Her sister's middle name is Charlene. My grandmother's middle name is Julie, and my other grandmother's name is Julia. So my
Aren't you-
mom came up with Julene.
Aren't you
Just
glad
squished
you
all
weren't
together.
born in South Jackson? You would be, what would her name be in South Jackson? Julie.
Amy, I don't know.
No, it'd be like
In South Jackson.
Yo. Let me think on that. I'll think on that.
Okay.
And then also with us is Susan
Nickname
McClellan
her.
with Mission Vigilant. No, it's like, it's got to be
That's what I'm
like
saying.
Julanda.
Jolanda.
Just kidding. But anyway, you're going to have to fix Jackson. You're on a hook for that.
I have the downtown area of Jackson. I have very little.
It
of
doesn't
people.
matter. You have to
It is
serve
gonna
all the
be-
people to fix that city. You got to serve everybody. You got to
Well,
vote for everything.
I'm not going to vote for everything.
No, you got to vote
for
in
the whole
everything.
city. I know. We've
Okay.
got Stokes on the ballot. He doesn't have a challenger, so we got Kenneth. Will be strong, holding on there.
See, and I think somebody needs a primary
We have two
candidate.
ladies running actually.
Okay. Enough about Jackson.
All right.
Enough about Jackson. Let's go back to this.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. So, y'all were talking and doing exactly what I told you never to do, is talk about what we're doing in the breaks. So let's talk about first responders and what they have to go through. Because really the families, the first responder, the actual person that is the fireman or policeman or military person or whoever sees the actual tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
The whole family goes through it.
100%.
100%.
People don't think either just about the 911 dispatchers.
Right.
I mean, you take that call and you don't even know if anybody made it, what survived, what
Right,
transpired. So
it's-
your brain is never going to shut off from that call when you go to sleep at night.
And what you do is, I mean, the moment in time has passed and your job is to continue forward. Your job as a first responder, as a dispatcher, is to dispatch people there and then listen to the other problems. Like in Jackson, I'm sending you to this murder scene, and then I'm sending you to that murder scene. I'm sending you to that gunfire, or that car wreck, or this person jumped out on the interstate and got run over and smashed and is laying in 5 different pieces on the ground. And then people show up and they have to see the 5 different pieces on the ground, then pick them up, go over there, get his arm, go over there, get his head.
Mhm.
I mean, that's real.
But think about the 911 dispatcher. They never get to know the end of the story unless they find that person that did actually take that call. So they have all those stories running in their head forever.
Mm-hmm.
Never do they know the ending.
So
So those are hard for them.
Well,
So-
and they're kind of cut off at the just like
Right.
boom, phone hangs up, cops are here, they bang the door down.
In their heart, their adrenaline,
Yeah.
everything's up because they're trying to help the person get through the trauma that they're experiencing. And they just have to like go from here to crash in
To
2
cut off.
seconds. Yeah.
Yep.
or
And
you're
then
on-
take the next call.
Right.
and then you're on the phone and the boom, 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 they're shooting up the building, shooting up,
Yeah,
and you're going, oh,
you're
there's a
living through
bomb,
the
shoot 'em
trauma
up.
with that
and then
person.
phone goes in, you go, okay, next caller.
One of the most traumatic ones that I listened to was we have a whole generation of Vietnam veterans that got thrown on the front line.
Right.
That era is now reaching an age where dementia and Alzheimer's and all that is starting to kick in. And it was a 911 call from a Vietnam vet who was back on the battlefield experiencing all that, but not knowing where he was, but not having any ability to section everything apart, and had a gun to his head.
Okay, y'all. Remember, if you need help, Mission Vigilant is always there for you. You don't have it on here.
So,
No.
what we do is we have anonymous counseling set aside for you, paid for. You do not have to worry about getting in your pocketbook and paying for another bill to take care of your mental stable so you can keep on going to work. Your families need you, your work needs you because that's what you love. You're a helper and you just can't help yourself. That's what you want to do is put that uniform on. I don't. I don't have that will to do that, but so many people are so that's what they dream of doing is just continuing to serve our communities. So you cannot serve the community properly and love your family if you are not stable. Your work does not need to know what's going on in your private life if you do not want them to know. You call our resources that we have set aside, you tell them that you want to use Mission Vigilant funds, and we will pay for it. No one has to know. It is anonymous.
Okay, and what I was getting at is on this flyer, you left off your address on how to find you.
Well, I don't put that because there's no reason to put my address.
No, I'm talking about Mission Vigilant.
Yeah, you don't need to know my address.
What about the .com or whatever?
Oh,
I'm
the
saying I don't have an
website.
address to contact you.
It's missionvigilant.org.
.org. Okay. That's what I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm that guy. Because I'm going through PTSD protocol and I see my shrink today.
He
Yeah.
does.
And everybody will be happy.
Mhm.
They like for me to go see the shrink.
Look,
How often
I-
do you go see the shrink, Chip?
Like I have to go every 90 days.
So I go
once-
once I go once a month
Okay.
because I am a mother that lost her son to this. I mean, I have a son that served in the military. He was a veteran. He took his life after he served. And I don't know if a lot of people know this, but 22, sometimes the number fluctuates, a day
Oh
take
yeah.
their life.
Oh yeah.
So I never knew that. And as a mama, I still have a family that I love and adore, and I still work. I'm a
Mhm.
grandmother. Do you not think I want to keep stable
Oh,
and
yeah.
be able to have joy in my life?
Oh yeah.
If I don't go to counseling, how am I going to be able to do that?
I'm shocked that it's just once a month. I would think that it would be more often.
So
like,
in the beginning, no, ma'am.
no.
In
Yeah.
the beginning, it was once a week.
Yeah. Okay.
And I had to get my counselor to say, you let me know when I'm ready to go to once every 2 weeks.
right. Okay.
So it took a long time to
Oh,
get where I am.
As long
Yeah. Okay.
and when you ever go through this, it's every week. If your counselor is doing the right thing, they make you come in twice a week.
Yes.
And I mean, they ask you every time, you feel suicidal?
Right.
You feel like this? Do you feel like you want to kill anybody? You
Oh, my
and
goodness.
they're asking me that, and they're
Sure.
going, they think I'm a liar when it comes to the part about, do you want to kill somebody? They say,
No.
I say, no, I'm good. I'm good. I mean, things happen, and
Now, I will tell you, I wanted to go in a room with a baseball bat and just beat everything up. I did. Because I was so angry at the whole situation. So imagine the person that tried to save someone's life and they weren't
yeah.
able to save their life.
Oh yeah.
They feel that all the time.
oh yeah.
okay, I'm trying to turn everything into a fundraiser. Y'all need to get somebody to donate y'all a car or two. Because we did this when I was in high school, and let them come and swing a sledgehammer into a car for
Oh.
$5. $5 a
Love
swing.
that.
You like that?
Yes.
And then people can come and
Ooh, I love that
and
a
take out
lot.
that aggression. It is a big thing. Donate a
Yes.
building that needs to be torn down, whatever. Y'all go over there and swing away.
There you
That's a
go.
great
You
idea.
got some wheels in my head. Turn around.
Did you make it into a room with a baseball bat?
I did not, but what I did is I took a lot of plates
Okay.
People-
and I
And
just threw.
threw them,
The-
just broke them.
The sound. Look, I had a psycho girlfriend once that the sound of a crashing plate made her happy.
Yes.
It would-
Really?
I can't explain it.
I mean, we would, she would be mad,
Yeah.
and then she it didn't
Goodness.
and it didn't matter how much that plate cost.
No,
Right.
It's throw it.
Oh
And-
goodness.
It's
And
a
it-
thing.
And even in a restaurant,
Right.
when a customer changes the order after you've cooked it,
Yeah.
that plate with the food could actually hit the wall.
Oh,
and it
goodness.
sounds good once it hits.
Right.
Ooh.
See, I'm the kind I just it all builds up and I sit on my toilet and cry for like an hour and a half, 2 hours at some point, and that's how it all cleanses out, and then I feel
I
better
can't
when I
sit
come
on the
out.
toilet because I don't have a paper long enough anymore.
Well, I
mean-
didn't mean like with a bare
There's
ass.
no
I meant
comic-
put the
no-
lid down and sit down on it fully clothed, and is what I meant.
That's
I
gonna be messy.
But look, we
I cry. I'm not
Oh, okay.
using the toilet. I sit
Okay,
on the.
okay.
I don't know
Okay.
why the bathroom is just where I cry. Either sit on the side of the tub or on. I have several memories in my life I remember sitting on. I go into my bathroom and I just bawl my eyes out for however long it takes, and out I come. That's how I
hilarious.
process.
But look,
Okay.
seriously, we really
Seriously.
do want to keep this movie coming once a year because it's important, because there's constantly people that are joining the forces of some sort and they're wanting to be helpers in our community, and we need families to know about what they're going through every day because they
Okay.
don't come home and talk about it.
So
No.
let's talk about this actual
No.
movie. Well, let's talk about this actual movie. Let's take another break, and then we'll talk about this actual movie and what they're viewing in this movie, because I believe this movie is about. It sounds to me like it's kind of a horror story. It's the reality of what you walk up on and see in these situations. People-
It is tough. It is. But,
So-
but that's what they live and breathe every single moment they put their uniforms on.
So we're going to look into that and talk about that right after this on the Chip Matthews Show with Taylor Turcott on WYAB.
I can get behind that.
And it's called the Chip Matthews Show for a reason. I'm Chip Matthews. She's Taylor Turcott.
Hello, everyone.
In the
Happy
studio,
cloudy day.
in the studio with us is Susan McClellan and Julene. Julene.
Now you got it.
From New York City, New York State. And she is a Buffalo fan?
No, we are
What?
we are Miami fans. I know that's terrible. The whole rest of the family's Buffalo though, so we were rooting for them.
I understand that. I lived in Naples, Florida, where nothing but Yankees lived in 1980. I understand that. They said, do you know Terry Sawchuk? I go, huh? He's your next door neighbor, Terry Sawchuk. Do you know who Terry Sawchuk is?
I do not.
Terry Sawchuk was the greatest goalie. He's in the world record. He's in the Guinness Book of World Records as the greatest goalie ever in hockey. And I said, hockey?
It's Florida.
You're talking about what do they call it? Figure skating on playing
Hey,
football.
no, there's one of the more funner sports in person is hockey. If you've never been to a real hockey game, do it.
We did it in Jackson. We had a team in Jackson.
Oh my
for,
gosh, I was so sad
Yep.
when the Bandits left.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
so sad.
I had their
Gulf Coast
jersey.
had
I have a Bandits
Seawolves,
jersey on the
too.
wall.
Yep.
Seawolves were not in Jackson.
They were in Biloxi. The
Yes.
Gulf Coast had the
They-
Seawolves as
yeah.
well. That I was on the Gulf Coast during the hockey.
When I was in the casino
Fan
business,
fun
the
stuff.
casino business, we had a person that worked with us, Jeff Pruzanowski. He liked to play. He's a hockey player.
Yeah.
Pruzanowski. There you go.
Wow.
We had a bunch of Nowskis and Pavlovskis and
We were talking about that. They on the coast they had the arena football team as well. And you want to talk? That was insane. You think that hockey is crazy? The indoor arena football, it is.
no, the figure
insane.
skaters on ice with sticks. That's that football indoors where you hit the wall. That's like I played in the backyard and you'd run off the grass into the asphalt and get tackled.
They slammed each other all of it. It was very, very physical.
I'm going to
very
say this right now.
physical.
Lee Riddell threw
Arena
me.
football is
Lee
not
Riddell.
a joke.
Lee Riddell, Panther from Canton, Mississippi, threw me down on the driveway once
Oh,
by
goodness.
accident.
Oh,
But it was, we played tough.
did you?
We played Republicans versus Democrats. You had the, no kid. The Spivies lived here. The Riddells lived here. It was Republicans versus Democrats when you
Oh,
played
there we
football.
go.
I'm
Yeah,
serious.
yeah.
And they were head of the Democratic Party and head of
Yep,
the Republican
Yep,
Party
Yep.
next door to each other in Canton. Don't tell me politics isn't
football.
rigged.
Yep.
But anyway.
Back in the beginning.
Okay.
Yep.
But anyway, we're back to what we're talking about today. PTSD 911, a documentary film being brought to you at the Vertical Church, February 4th, 6 p.m., 521 Gluckstadt Road, Madison, Mississippi. How's it on Gluckstadt Road in Madison? Okay, never mind. But anyway,
That is Madison.
yeah, it is Madison.
Yeah.
But anyway, and by the way, only 8 people. We're up to 8 people are running for office. We have one guy running for mayor of Gluckstadt.
Okay.
We're 7 Republicans now
Okay.
and 1 Democrat.
Okay. So somebody's running for all of the different.
Yeah, but
Okay.
they're still doing it under the rules that the top 7, or whether the top 5
Okay.
become. It's ranked choice voting.
I
I don't
gotcha.
know. They say that it's legal for them because they don't have a lot of people in their town.
Wow.
So
Maybe they
okay.
should have thought about that before they wanted
top
to
5
form
win.
it.
Top 5 win.
Yep.
Okay. But anyway, and then of course you're running for city council in Jackson.
Ward 7.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder how it feels to have the governor as your voter.
Well, has he registered in your district?
I assume
You need to get
it's
on
the,
to it.
It's the governor's mansion is in downtown area.
Well, then he
He's one
needs
of my few.
Tate, you better be signed up
Voters.
at the right place. I'd hate to have to throw you out of office because you're not voting where you live. That's the law. Vote where you live.
Well, I mean, I have my bag in the
Vote where
Not
you
many.
live. Well, when he ran for office, he
Mhm.
didn't live there.
right. Well, no, I'm
well,
thinking
when he ran for re-election, he did live there.
he did, but
Okay. Yeah.
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 I think he
So
should be.
Tate-
There's a
Tate,
precinct
you better
down
be.
there.
You better be voting.
I
for
don't
the
know
right
where
one.
all the people besides
Okay.
him from downtown are voting at
And-
the precinct downtown,
and-
but
Okay,
There's some votes.
let's get back to this movie. Okay, so we're talking about this movie, and it's about first responders and what they're going on and what they go through. Now we're going to talk about the gory stuff, the actual stuff that's in the movie. So Take it away.
Did you see it last year?
I did, yes.
Okay.
Okay. And so it's about 4 different individuals, and they're just sharing what they go through every single day when they're off work, when they are working. And it's hard. I mean, it's hard.
So when they show up on a scene where
And they tell you all about it.
someone is, so it doesn't have the actual scenes in it. does it?
No.
Okay.
No.
So when they show up on a scene and there's a body dismembered, or a whole family with kids all
Right.
shot in the bed.
Right. And they talk about the ones they are able to save and then the ones that they're just not. I mean, there's no way possible they can save everyone. And they need to know that. There's just no way. So when they walk away, and they're different when they come home, if they're closed off and they can't talk, it's not that they don't love their families. It's not that they don't have joy still in there. They have to figure out how to deal. And so they're given ways on how to deal. And then that's where we come in as what we have as our nonprofit for Mississippi, on helping them continue to keep going. And you have to talk about this. You cannot bury it down deep, deep, deep and think, well, I'm just not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about losing my friends that serve, because we have our police officers and firefighters that we're losing daily from different situations.
I mean, you're eating lunch with a guy, and then all of a sudden you go to a fire, and then he doesn't come back with you,
That's right.
Right.
and it's
And then you have to go home and look at his wife and children and tell somebody's got to go tell them, and then all you have to deal with.
and then you're
the
going,
loss of
and then you're
them.
going through the loss
Yep.
yourself with
Right.
your family. Y'all, it's tough being a first responder, and we, it's sort of like everything in the government. We need to go back and restructure everything. These people get paid dirt nothing, and those guys down there at it's just the Capitol don't want to. We got to find money for this. Right now, they're worried about the retirement account, which is good. They need to take care of that, but they're only worried about their own pocketbook.
Right.
They need to take care of these law officers, these first responders that are in the. They need to take care of military personnel. I think the state needs to have a fund to help military personnel. At the moment that I got a guy working for me, he needs to be able to go to someone immediately and not wait for the federal government to catch up. But then again, with Trump, we're getting everything kind of worked out to where it works. Like when you rework FEMA, maybe they need to work with the military money to where you talk to your state official and you get through. But there needs to be money.
So have you noticed it's usually an individual in the
Mhm.
area that's starting these things?
Yes.
Yep.
So what is going on with that?
Well,
Why?
why
It should
is-
not be an individual. It should be government and city stuff
right.
taking care of
You
it.
should be able to go to. I mean, you should be able to go to your town and say, okay, every town has veterans.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you could go to there, and from that point on, that guy gets taken care of.
Take care of those who take care of you.
Exactly, and
You cannot have a thriving community, a thriving city without a solid structure with first responders.
Well,
You just cannot.
and see, this is what I'm getting at. I mean, even in the situation where she's running for an office, it pays $21,000 a year with all the problems in the world.
Mhm.
They're not getting paid enough for doing their job as elected officials on a local level.
Mhm.
But those people need to make sure they're taken care of, and then you take care of the person that you put in office to where they don't have to take graft to survive. And then you also take care of the firemen and the policemen and everybody else in your community. And then when you have somebody that goes off to war, like in Clinton, where they have the signs up on everybody that ever served. Have you ever ridden through and seen those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why does
That-
nobody else?
That should be up in every
Fires me
community.
up.
Every community.
I see that in Clinton and go, now that's the way to honor a person that went to war.
That is what you do.
And I
nobody
mean,
does
I
it.
recently hired a dishwasher who everybody in the area said was crazy and stupid and blah, blah, blah. And that gentleman there was in Somalia. He was a Marine and went to war. He's been there and he's home now. And all they want to do is not take care of it. And it really upsets me.
Well, and see, I'm thinking back to my grandfather. He spent 18 months in Stalag Luft 3 in Germany as a prisoner of war. Well, when he came back, he then went to work for the Department of Wildlife and Fisheries and worked for them his entire career. So he had unbelievable insurance from the state. That man insisted on going to the VA. He had breakdowns throughout his life where he would have, flashbacks, I assume, of what went on in the prison camps and when he was marched and that kind of thing. But he insisted on going to the VA because he felt like that was part of his
duty.
well,
For instance,
that
my
was his payback, and
Community.
it's sad that they don't.
My
That the veterans don't feel like that anymore about
my
it.
grandfather used to drive past the VA and say,
Mhm.
"That's my hospital. I can go there anytime." And that was he was World War II, and he just say, "That's my place. That's my place."
Well, he even went to the nursing home. He had to go into a rehab for a little while, and he went to the nursing home at the VA on Woodrow Wilson.
I mean, we need to get it back.
We do.
To that.
We do.
Roger Wicker.
Pete, here comes
Roger
Pete.
Wicker.
Yeah.
You know your name.
Well,
You know what you're head of.
he's on it. He's the one that questioned Pete. So
He can question Pete. But he was wearing the Ukraine pin the first day and he didn't wear it the second day. But my situation is this: take care of your people here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take care of your people here, especially those who have given you the freedom to where you could run for office, to where you can get a job, to where you can become a multi-millionaire and do the same thing.
Is he a multi?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Man.
Yeah, they all are, especially when you're giving out government contracts for boats and this, that, and the other. And everybody that send money to Ukraine, I understand that each one of the politicians got some kickback money. So that's what I hear, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Well, communist.
Another thing that our veterans are kind of going through is that loss of sense of community within themselves. They get out of service, and that brotherhood, that sisterhood, that friendship, that family, that non-blood family that they had disappears. And so the Warrior Hub is another organization within the community that is helping partner with us for this. That's their goal. Their goal is to get veterans back together, first responders back together who are not, actively serving or participating in any way anymore, and get them to reconnect.
I mean, like for instance,
let's
say you're a high school kid and you decide and we GI Joe you up and you decide you're going to go in and make something of your life as a person in the Army.
Mm-hmm.
Then all your friends are from all over the country.
Right.
And then you go to other countries and you meet more people, and then your time is up and you get sent home. Now
you're alone.
Your growth, your high school friends are gone.
They can't relate.
And your new friends are not around.
Mm-mm.
And so you're starting all over again when you come home.
But I will say this, those buddies all over the world, they will never forget you and they will stay with you forever.
Oh, yeah.
So we need to build that here
But
them.
But you also need to have a situation to where you can afford to go see them.
Absolutely.
I mean, I know I have a friend that's in that is always traveling. He was a Marine, and he's fully disabled, but he goes to every time they get together,
Mm-hmm.
and it is amazing to me the love that they have. But a lot of their get-togethers are not happy get-togethers because someone has done something.
Well, and we have a lot of ladies' meetings, lunch meetings, and like political meetings, like Grip and Grin, and maybe there needs to be some military where it's like that's almost like a social club.
That's the goal of the Warrior Hub. So once a month, we're trying to host an event to which they can come. Like Timber Tavern has partnered with us the last couple of months, and we have 2 hours of free axe throwing and just a way that they can try to meet one another and get those connections rebuilt again.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a quick break, and we'll be back on the Chip Matthews Show with Taylor Turcotte on WYAB.
We need to talk.
And of course, I'm Chip Matthews. She's Taylor Turcott. Welcome back to the show, Susan McClellan and Julene. You never said your last name.
Stuart.
Stewart.
Yes.
Okay. That's a nice, what is that? Scottish? What is Stewart?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, I married into that sort. So.
Yeah.
I
So what were you before that? Well, you were,
was a Taylor.
you
You
were,
were
They're so boring.
Taylor's.
And guess what? We're both got Scottish backgrounds because my husband is too.
Mhm.
well, my family's Montgomery.
Okay.
Okay. But anyway, I'm a Matthews. That's the Indian half, and then the Montgomery half. But anyway, we're here on the show. Of course, we're talking with Mission Vigilant. We're going to run out of time real quick here. And of course, tomorrow we have some people in from Canton Academy. Then, of course, after us is the Jameson Haygood show with the Good Fight. And I am so glad he will be in here with the Good Fight. And I just can't wait to see what he's going to say, because the more things happen that he says are crazy and all you people think that he's lost his damn mind, they keep coming true.
Coming true, don't
They
they?
keep
You just
coming
wait
true.
till mine
He
start coming
keeps
true, and it's
telling
gonna
the
make
truth.
y'all's eyes cross.
Make my what?
Your eyes cross.
Oh, I thought you said something else. I was going to go, oh my God, you can't say that on the radio.
Okay.
But anyway,
We
But
really
anyway.
need to share
Okay.
more about the Warrior Hub and what it has to offer for
Yes.
so many people that are either serving as a first responder or in the military, or people that are veterans, because you need community. You need your wives and your husbands to have someone to talk to and just relate to. So the Warrior Hub has been established, and it started, and they meet once a month,
right.
usually on a Saturday night for 2 hours at the Axe Tavern
Okay.
in Gluckstadt.
Okay. And then the goal here, Julene was telling me about, which we're running out of time quickly.
I'll talk fast. I can do that. I'm from the north.
Okay, talk.
So the Madison County First Responder Fund, our ultimate goal is to build a pavilion and a fallen memorial in the county for the ones that we have lost, as well for the ones who have served. All of our entities, whether it be the VFW, American Legion, Mission Vigilant, the Warrior Hub, these people have nowhere to meet. So the ultimate goal is to have a pavilion and something that they can have for them.
And I have a plan for that.
Fabulous.
Okay, here's the plan.
Hit me.
We need to build a amphitheater with a memorial at it. And then on the backside of the amphitheater, we build a meeting room that holds, let's say the amphitheater holds, let's say 11,000. And then behind it, we have a building that will hold, let's say, 2,000.
Let's do
Okay.
it.
And we get Nissan, and we get Amazon Web Service to naming rights on it, and we get them to build it.
There we
Let's
go.
go.
Hey, I like that.
Let's go.
See,
There we
that's
go.
easy, easy.
They got plenty of money.
But the supervisors, of course, of Madison County would have to be in on it. And then, of course, what they would do
gosh.
is steal all the money. Okay. We've enjoyed having you in, Julene,
Thank you.
Stewart, and Susan McClellan. Taylor Turcott, I'll see you tomorrow morning right here on most of this same radio station.
You got it. I will be here.
And for right now, I'm Chip Matthews, and I'm getting up. I'm getting out of here, and I will see y'all back here tomorrow morning, bright and early, 9 o'clock. Kim Wade this afternoon. Jameson Haygood's next. Don't miss Clay Edwards tomorrow morning right here on WYAB.
See y'all later.